Hi, first grade. Happy Friday. I hope that you enjoyed your Word Work Wednesday. I heard from your teachers that you worked really hard on those R-controlled vowel sorts, and that makes my phonics heart happy. What is going on here? There we go. All right, that one piece of hair was going to drive me crazy. All right, so we have some more work to do on our R-controlled vowels today, and we have some more activities for you to do, and I'm super excited to get to work, so let's jump right into it. So, do you know what a rascal is? A rascal, it's not someone who's bad. It's just someone who maybe causes a little bit of trouble, tends to be a little bit naughty, or tends to come up with these ideas that get you in trouble. So I know a rascal, and he is my brother. His name is Kyle. He's grown up now. But when we were kids, he had this Michael Jordan sleeping bag, this exact one. And back in the day, when we were kids, these things were super slippery. Like, they were a nylon material, like they were super slick. And one day he decided that he had a brilliant idea. And he thought that we could both get in the sleeping bag at the top of our stairs and slide down the stairs in it like a sled because it was really slick, it would go really fast. And I thought this was a bad idea. And I'm the older sister by about 5 years. So, I mean, quite a bit older than him. But he talked me into it because he is a rascal. He's been a rascal his whole life. And so it was a bad idea, right? But he thought it made it sound so much fun. So I did it. I got in the sleeping bag. I pushed my way off the stairs. And when we got to the bottom of the stairs, not too far from the stairs was a wall. And we both hit the wall pretty hard and left a pretty good size, wouldn't say hole, but indentation in the wall. And we got in a whole lot of trouble. But that's what rascals do. You've got to love them because they're so great, but they also can cause a lot of trouble. Well, I'm here today to tell you that R in a lot of words when it's next to a vowel is a rascal. It's not a bad letter. It's trying so hard to be good, but everywhere it goes, it just kind of trouble follows it, right? So let's take a look at this word for a moment. You guys all know this word, right? Can you read it to me? If you can't read me this word, we're going back to preschool. Yes, it's cat, right? But what happens if I take this innocent little rascal R over here and I just wiggle it in next to the vowel? Now what's happened? It's not cat-ert. That doesn't make any sense. That little R has come in and caused all kinds of trouble because it's changed this vowel. Now the R is controlling it. It's making all its decisions. So we can't read this as cat-ert. We have to read this as cart with that strong R sound in there. So today we're going to work with that rascally R, and we're going to work on adding it to words to see how the words change. So let's take a look together. All right, so I've got my rascally R right here. And we've already taken care of this word. We know that if we wiggle rascally letter R into cat, it changes it into cart. Take a look at this next word. This is the word bid. Like if you go to an auction, you might bid on something saying you want to buy it. What's going to happen when I wiggle my little rascally R into this word? It's not going to be bid anymore. Okay, I've wiggled him in there. What is it now? It's bird, right? Because that I isn't making the I sound anymore. The I and the R together are making the sound. Bird. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, this one is shot. Like I just got my vaccination shot a few weeks ago, my second one. So how do we change this? Okay, we add this R, we wiggle it in, and what do we have? We have short. It went from shot to short. So the O was making the ah sound, but now that we've wiggled the R in there, it's making the or sound. Crazy. All right, this one's a big one. I think this one changes a lot. This is the word heat. Get a lot of heat in the summer. But I'm going to wiggle my letter R in there, this rascally letter R. And guys, do you know what this is now? It was heat. Now this R has taken over completely, and it's changed this EAR into something new. Art. Can you believe that? This little rascally R took over both of these vowels and changed this word from heat to heart. All right. Lean. Sometimes if you're tired, you might lean against a bookcase or lean against the wall. For some reason, my students always felt the need to lean against the walls like they were just about to topple over in the hallway. So how do we change lean with this rascally letter R? Well, let's wiggle it in there. There we go. It's learn now. This R took over the EA and changed it into an sound. Learn. All right, so here's what I want you to do next. I want you to take a moment. I want you to get out a whiteboard. And you're going to write each of these words down one at a time. So the first word you're going to write is the word pot. Okay, easy peasy, right? You can write that on your whiteboard. Give me just a second to grab my whiteboard so I can show you what it looks like. You're going to just write the word pot. Can you see it? Just like it is on the screen. And then you're going to use that rascally letter R and you're going to wiggle it in the word to change it. So now it's changed from pot to port. Does that make sense? So now what you're going to do is you're going to copy down each word one at a time. Write it the way you see it on the screen. And then write it again with that rascally R in it and see if you can read it and see how it changes. And then come back to me. Okay, welcome back. So I want you to see if your words look like my words. So we changed pot into port. We changed pat into part. We changed spot into sport and spun into spurn. Let's do the next column. We changed skit into skirt, bun into burn, tap into tarp, and hut into hurt. You ready for the final column? We changed had into hard, cap into carp, which is a type of fish, head into herd, and ham into harm. How did you do on those? Did you find those? Thumbs up if you're like, these were the easy peasiest things in the world. No problem. Thumb in the middle if you're like, I got some of them, but some of them were pretty tricky. And thumbs down if you're like, Mrs. Arbini, you are a crazy person and should leave these R's alone. I bet most of you kind of fell in the middle, and that's okay. R-controlled vowels are really tricky, especially when we start dealing, no, thank you. Especially when we start dealing with two vowels in the middle of a word, it gets really tough. This is just for practice, and so if you didn't do the greatest on it, it's okay. We're going to keep working on R-controlled vowels. So your teachers now have for you two nursery rhymes printed out that you should know. One is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and one is Ba, Ba, Black Sheep. And they're going to hand those out to you. And you're going to grab a highlighter or a different colored pen or a marker. And I want you to circle or underline the R-controlled vowels in each of these nursery rhymes. And then I want you to practice reading them a few times to yourself, just to get practice and really looking very, very closely with your phonics eyes at the words that have R-controlled vowels in them. Okay? All right, guys, have a great afternoon. I will see you on Monday.